up, guys? It's that Racing Game Guy here. Today I'm doing a fan suggestion. This was a very popular suggestion. It is a 2003 Volkswagen Golf R32, and I mean I had like 5 people suggest this car, and thank you for that. I had like 5 people suggest this car. Everybody was kind of suggesting, you know, one thing that they wanted, but this was a really popular one. So I wanted to go ahead and do this one pretty soon. Because the more people that suggest it, the more likely I am to do it. Just saying. This car is bone stock. I just bought it. I put a brushed aluminum wrap on it. It looks really good in my opinion. It's decently quick. It's bone stock. And it is all-wheel drive from the factory, so launching is not a problem.
Alright,
I'm gonna go ahead and upgrade it.
Let me know what you
now, you guys are probably gonna scream at me for this, but for the sake of it being a drift build, rear-wheel drive. Go ahead and twin turbo it. Let's see here. I'm not going to overload this thing with power, actually, because it's such a small car. I mean, 3,000 pounds from the factory. And honestly, this is a really good budget build. I paid like 16,000 credits for the car itself, and again, it's decently quick from the factory. It already looks good from the factory as well. So, let's see. What did I can't remember what the swap costed. But I think it's a few thousand to swap. Go ahead and do a little bit of aesthetic stuff. I won't do anything that's like too excessive or too rather ricey looking. That one's a bit much. That one looks good. Makes the car slightly heavier, but oh well. That looks good, just extended out just a little bit. Let's see, okay, rear bumper. Ooh, that's a bit much. That almost makes the rear end of it look like a Scion XB. That really boxy looking toaster on wheels. Yeah, that's what that reminds me of. That looks good. It brings it up a little bit, kind of cleans up the rear, smooths it out a little bit. Here, let's see what kind of side skirts are available. That looks good. Looks like it helps the aero a little bit. Look at that. I can turn my Volkswagen Golf R32 into a WRX. Look at that hood. I'm not going to do it just for the sake of I want it to be a Volkswagen and not a WRX. So yeah, that's entertaining. Upgrade the width a little bit just because I'm gonna give it a little bit more power. Give it like a 245 in the rear. Let's see, rim style. I'm gonna change the rim style for sure. Let's see, I'm gonna go all the way to the end of these. What wheels do I want? Those look really good. Those look really good. I haven't even done any weight reduction, and it only weighs 3,000 pounds. I've added weight onto it with the body kits. Definitely gotta upgrade the drivetrain. 3,002. Like, and I haven't done weight reduction. The race weight reduction usually takes off like several hundred pounds. So Let's see here. Upgrade brakes. Under 3,000. Under 3,000. That's awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to do my rally suspension setup trick for drifting. I had somebody ask me why I do this, and basically when you put the rally suspension on it and then go in the tuning and lower the car all the way within the tuning, it lowers it just as much as the race springs. Well, maybe not quite as much. It puts it about there with like the sport springs, with the rally springs and lowering it all the way. So and you get really huge angle with it. So that is why that's why I do that. 500 minus 580. This thing is going to be quick if it can get traction. I'm assuming it's not going to. See, I already did that. I'm going to do some realistic mods. I try to keep it realistic rather than turboing it and doing intake and exhaust, because in real life you have to upgrade the fuel system, you have to upgrade some other stuff, and if you go big boost, then you have to, see, I'm going to give it about 400. You have to upgrade other stuff as well. See, camshaft valves, displacement, I'm going to leave all that stuff alone. I'm going to do it like simulated stock block, basically. Okay, 403 horsepower, awesome. That is really close to where I wanted to be. I'll upgrade this just slightly over 400. That's okay, I won't complain about that. I won't complain about 410. As much horsepower as a new 5.0 Mustang, and a roughly almost 1,500 pounds less. Minus another 10 pounds. Under 2,400, yes! Yes! Realistically, with driver weight, it'd be over 2,500, but it doesn't account for that, thankfully. Okay. Let's see, I'll go and tune it. I forgot to do that. Definitely got to do that. Let's see, this. Lower that a little bit, raise that a little bit. Gearing. I'm gonna extend it just a little bit. Put it like 355 gears. Camber, yes. I'm gonna do a little bit more than I usually do just to see how it comes out. Just to kind of play around with the tuning a little bit. See where that takes it. These I always stiffen up a little bit because I want to get rid of body roll. I don't want that massive body roll while I'm drifting. Lowered it a few inches. That I leave alone. I'll probably go back and change it later. I haven't done too much in-depth tuning. And turn that up. Okay, so that is the basic tune. And that is the see what I mean with that huge angle? Like I'm almost pulling at 90 in a straight line. Ooh, that was close. Look at that aim form. This is why I keep complaining about the traffic too much. I wish it was daytime so you guys could see. I'm gonna go ahead and fast travel down to Nice. See, just to show you, just to get to a better drifting spot, because it's, you know, it's kind of hard to drift in a straight line because you can only manji for so long down a straight line. So you guys can kind of see what I was talking about as far as that suspension setup, and those wheels look so good. This is honestly, you know, and I mentioned this in like my caffeine and octane video when I first started the channel. That was like the second or third video that I ever posted. there was a really clean Volkswagen there, and I said I'm not usually a fan of Volkswagens too much, but believe it or not, I actually like this. I would drive this car and I would drift like crazy if I owned this car in real life. Still not daytime. Gosh. Okay, so I know most of the time was taken up by the build. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't think I need to drift too much. You guys can see how nice it drifts. It's a little bit difficult. It's got a shorter wheelbase, so it's going to want to spin out just a little bit easier than whatever the Jaguar that I have. Oops, I thought I could do it. I guess not. It drifts very nicely though. And, see what I mean? I have to get used to it. Whenever I go from a car with a longer wheelbase to something like this, like a hatchback or like my Focus that I did in my road trip video, I always have to adjust it just a little bit because that shorter wheelbase makes it want to spin out a lot easier. It makes you, honestly, it makes you a better drifter. You have to learn the throttle control better. That way you don't spin out. It'll be okay for this video. Thank you for that. As you guys can hear, it's a very nice sound. Oops. Again, with the spinning out. It takes getting used to. And I'm not the best drifter, so I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm also drifting in Forza Horizon 2, because I can drift, you know, like you see there. I can do it, but I'm not the best at it. In all honesty, I'm good enough to make a good video, but I'm not a points drifter. I'm not going to be a points drifter anytime soon, I don't think. But again, I haven't adjusted this car because I've never driven it. Nope, that didn't work. That didn't work. That pretty much wraps it up, though. I think I covered everything that we need to cover with this. I showed you guys the build. I showed you guys drifting around, having a little bit of fun with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked this video. Like the video if you liked the video. Go ahead and subscribe, and you'll stay updated with all the action. Follow my social media if you want to open logs and stuff. I'm trying to keep this skill cheap. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.